Happy Easter and welcome to Tarot Time. So we are going to do the weekly forecast using tarot and other divination tools to kind of get an energy update. We're in the days between the two eclipses. So we're doing a lot this week to prepare for this energetic surge associated with this big solar eclipse that's coming up. So between the tarot and other divination tools, we'll also do a meditation card. So I'm going to say a few quick hellos. And firstly, thank you everybody that's joining me on Easter morning. And whether, you celebrate Easter or not, whatever your belief system is, we are in this spring return to the light kind of an energy. And whether Jesus or Yeshua or Christ literally resurrected on Easter or around the spring equinox, or if it's more of a symbolic thing, we can celebrate the ascension of our spirit into a higher reality or a higher dimensional frequency. So anyway, let me say my hellos and we'll jump right in. So who's on? Mr. Floyd's channeling's on. Thank you. Hi, Suzette and Felicia, peace and blessings to you. Happy Easter. Oh gosh. Well, Suzette, feel better. Send you a lot of healing. There is still a lot of purging energy that's going on. So maybe it's a spiritual thing. So hi, Laura. Hi, MT. Hi, Millie. And Brooke is in. And Barbara, welcome. Hi, Roseanne. Hi, Michael. I'm wishing you a peaceful, enjoyable day also. And everybody. And okay. Well, thanks for saying hi, Michael. And we'll catch you on the replay then. And hi, Anna. Happy Easter and happy, beautiful day of Ascension. Or at least we celebrate it. So Sunday's the day of the sun, right? Every Sunday's the day of the sun. It's called Sunday. Monday's the day of the moon. Moon day or Monday. Tuesday is Tuesday, which is a Mars god. It's two. God, I'm forgetting my mythology now. Nordic or Celtic. But anyway, it's so Tuesday we align with the energies of Mars. Wednesday's Woden's day, which is Mercurial or Mercury. Thursday is Thor's day, which is very Jupiter. Friday is Freya's day, which is more Venus, and Saturn day is kind of self-explanatory. All right, now that we know the days of the week, I feel like this is Sesame Street. Where's Big Bird? I'm gonna drink my water. My question on a Sunday morning, especially on Easter morning, are we coffee, tea, or caffeine free? I have my tea already. I'm on water now. So, anyways, I'll try to keep an eye on what you guys are saying on the chat. Besides doing our tarot work and our divination work, Sunday mornings has become kind of our community sort of hangout and interactiveness. What's the right word? well, our community hangout and where we can interact with each other on Sunday mornings at 11. So we kind of it's kind of become that. So if you're new and you want to say hi to everybody here and where in the big wide world that you are watching us from, please introduce yourselves and say hi. So I see Children's School of Yoga is in. Hi, Doreen. Hi, Blindly Inspired. Hi, Claire. So and Felicia's in. All right. And coffee with mushroom blend. Oh, that's okay. Coffee with mushroom blend. That sounds good. And say a little hi here and where was I? This is the one I was looking for. Happy Easter! May we be blessed with miracles today. Thank you so much, Doreen. We appreciate that. Right. So we have a lot of people that are still purging. Good morning, horses. Triggers hope also. And hi, Jody. So people are coming on. So far just 19 on the chat. I was expecting a small group. People are out doing services or doing some family Easter stuff or whatever. Oh, we popped up to 21. We're getting famous. So it's some partly mostly cloudy day so far, but I think the sun will be out later here. And typical early spring day in the Catskills. We're expecting a high where I'm between 50 and 55. So that's about average for this time of year. So Doze is the brand. Okay, so it's not the fun kind of mushrooms. I'm not just teasing. I think on that now, let's get started. I'm going to start with doing a meditation card for us for this week. So the energies are very buzzy. So as I'm doing this, I'm feeling that. I mean, there's a lot of buzz in the air because a lot of it is in the collective because the eclipse is coming and there's a lot that's rising to the surface. And by the way, on the channel we have the April psychic forecast is up. It's going to be a very, very busy month energetically. Of course, we have an eclipse. We have Mercury stationing now. It'll start its retrograde movement tomorrow, right on April 1st. So the entire month of April is going to be either in a Mercury retrograde or Mercury being in its shadow after the retrograde going into early May. So in a way, it's buzzy, but the Mercury retrograde kind of beckons us to sort of step back a little bit, be more the observer, and see basically, or this is the message that's coming to me, like this is a good time to really just observe our lives and our realities and how people are treating us and what situations come up, because we're all energetic beings, and we all have patterns based on our programmings, based on our beliefs, based on what we desire in our life. A lot of different things. So what we experience through situations in our life and other people reflects that. So when Mercury goes retrograde, reflect anything with an RE tends to work good under retrograde. So reflect. So it's kind of step back and we're kind of wired. It's just a subconscious thing to kind of point to the other person. It's like, oh, it's their fault that this is happening or whatever. So this gives us more of a cosmic opportunity to step back and maybe say, what is it in me that's creating this scenario where this person is dumping all their crap on me, or whatever it is that's going on, basically. So very kind of reflective energy, understanding, things of that nature, that it's an interactive universe that we live in, and what we create affects what you create, and what you create affects what I create. So it's all interactive, and just be the observer. That's what they're saying. This is what we talk about all the time. And if you watch other teachers like Joe Dispenza, of course, comes to mind. It's the same message over and over again, learning how to not be the reactor to things, but how to step back, observe ourselves, and more respond through empowerment and through being in our center and being in our power, rather than being taken out of our power, out of our frame by what's going on in the environment outside of us. So horses starting a new job on Tuesday. Nothing wrong with starting a new job under Mercury retrograde, by the way. And so that could actually be a good thing in a sense. The whole process, say, of like searching for a job or signing those papers or whatever, that's best done before the retrograde. But you know what? Mercury goes retrograde 3 times per year for three to 4 weeks at a time. And then it's either in its approach or shadow, which is when Mercury is moving slower, another like, God, the point being is that Mercury is either slow or retrograde, like about a third of the year. And we can't just for 3.5 weeks not sign any contracts or not start any new. Life is going to continue no matter what Mercury is doing. So I have a little trick for you guys, especially if you like totem animals. And the way we work with totem animals is we get relaxed like any other meditation, and we invite that animal in. I like to feel like I am that animal, so I do a little bit of shape shifting, as it were, and become that animal and really feel their essence. So call on the salmon. If you need to buy a house, or you need to start a new job, or do things that you're not supposed to do on Mercury retrograde, Well, the salmon is the one that can swim against the current in order to reach its final destination. So when Mercury is retrograde, it's kind of like the tide has changed. So it's not necessarily pushing forward anymore. It's kind of receding energy, stepping back, as it were, in a sense. So call on the salmon. Do what you need to do in life. Don't let the planets rule you. Let them guide you. Don't let them rule you. Same with tarot. Let tarot guide you. Don't let it rule you, basically. Don't get addicted to psychics, because I've people, and I don't want to say addictive because that's a negative connotation, but what I'm trying to say is that once you get the messages, whether it's through getting a reading or through spirit or whatever, sit with that message, because the next time you go, if it's the next day, it's not going to be a new message. And what's going to wind up happening is that the psychic's going to like start to pick up less and less of you, because it's the same thing anyway. I hope that made sense and that nobody got offended. Anyhow, and Felicia's saying, what is this, 10:10, the mirror hour? Well, it's a 2, 10 and 10 to 2, and 2 is reflective, and Mercury retrograde is reflective. So mirror hour of 10:10 has a very positive message. It is time for love. You have started to feel confident about yourself because your financial position seems to be good. Thank you. Love that message. Love it. Love it. Thank you so very much. So glorious Easter morning to you, Colleen. Yeah, happy Ascension Day. Okay, so first order of business is meditation card. My suggestion or spirit suggestion through me is to work with the energies of this card in meditation this week. I work with the I had the Hanson Roberts deck, but right now I'm working with the Morgan Greer deck. But if you have your own card, use your own card. And the idea is you get present, you relax, you visualize the card in front of you, you step into the scene of the card, and then you're surrounded by a panoramic scene. The first order business, when you step in, what do you feel? So if you're very present, there's a subtle change of how your energy feels, how your moods feel, how your body feels. And then you may meet other beings, other guides. You may see other scenes that isn't in the card. Okay, did I explain that? Hello, clean, blessed day. Thank you, blindly inspired. Yes. Okay, so let me just take a breath and step out of my thoughts for a second. Here we go. They led me right to the card. Interesting, because this is a very reflective card, very good for Mercury station into retrograde. It's actually what's the decan of this card? Moon in Libra, I believe, is the, according to Aleister Crowley. Anyway, I think the two sources of the Moon in Libra. But anyway, the moon's not, what's the moon in Sagittarius now, or is it in Capricorn yet? I didn't check my ephemeris, but I know we have Jupiter and Uranus in conjunction and alignment. I know, of course, Mercury's going retrograde tomorrow, and then we have the exact solar eclipse, so the exact alignment of Sun and Moon coming up on the 8th. So anyway, so it's interesting because I mean, in the card, what I see about that is sort of the arms crossed in front of the heart that way, sort of in an X. But then the swords are coming up, so this could be like receiving information, like the blindfold can be the symbology that is not seeing something or not being aware or whatever. But it could also be being in more in your, what's the right word, more in your higher self or inner self, like more in a meditative state, in a peaceful state of receiving. So there's, I think this is about learning how to receive. I think this is part of the message of this card for us today. So when you go into your meditation, you could ask Spirit, allow me to receive, whether it's downloads from Spirit, whether it's upgrades of energies and frequencies, whether it's just being able to receive gifts from others. I mean, some people are much better givers than receivers. Sometimes we have to learn how to receive. And I've been that way also. I mean, not that I have a problem receiving. Trust me, I don't. But But there's a time like earlier on when I was doing readings, people would often offer me tips and I would decline, and I would say, this is from God or spirit, you're paying me my fee. We're good basically. And then one day somebody pulled me aside and just said, you should accept tips because it's not for you, it's for the other person. They want to do something nice for you because they feel like you've done something for them. And it just gave me a whole different perspective. So learn how to receive good things also. Be grateful for what we have, and you create a field that invites more good to come into your life to be grateful for. So that's kind of how the universe works. So this very reflective energy can teach us more about how the universe works. The waters behind her, the waters like the emotions, the feelings, the intuition, basically. And it's kind of like in this image, she may have her arms crossed and blocking her heart, and may have her blindfold on and not seeing, but she's internalizing. She's going within and finding answers from within, and being able to see through the veils, or to not be blinded by what she sees. Basically, there's a movie. It was called The Circle of Iron, but it was supposed to be called The Silent Flute. It's a martial arts movie with David Carradine, and David Carradine had 5 different roles in that. It was supposed to be Bruce Lee's role, but unfortunately he died. And one of them, he was like the blind master, and he would say, the seeker, I think his name was Cord, would be like, how would you can't even see? It's like, I can see. It's you that can't see because you're blinded by what you see, something like that. So don't be blinded by what we see. There's a lot of illusion out there, and this eclipse energy has a lot of Neptune associated with it, which is illusions and delusions in astrology. So there's really like a piercing the veils of illusion that's going to happen on a lot of levels. And I think that's part of the energies of this week, whether they're the illusions in our own lives, like things that we don't want to see, things that we want to see that aren't real, the programming, whatever it is. But on a global level, there's so much illusion and delusion. There's so much hidden. There's agendas on top of agendas, and the generalities of that is to control the populace and the masses that keeps feeding the very rich and very elite at the great detriment of the masses, basically. So there's a lot of piercing these veils of illusion, and we're going to see that as a theme in April running into the summer. So like I said, we had the April forecast is up on the channel. This Thursday I have a forecast for spring and summer 2024. That's going to be an upload video on Thursday. Also on Thursday, we're going to do the new moon eclipse forecast. So I always do that before the new moon. And then Saturday night, Heather and I are going to do transmission work to prepare you for these very powerful eclipse energies that are going to come. And even if you don't believe in astrology or the metaphysics behind it, just imagine, the moon affects the tides, the sun affects the tides. When the moon and sun are in alignment or opposition, the high tides higher and the low tides are lower. So now you add to that it's a super moon, so the moon's closer during this eclipse. And then you add to that the sun and the moon are exactly in alignment. That's what a total eclipse or an annular eclipse too is about. The sun and the moon are exact alignment. So it's almost like putting a magnifying glass on one section of the earth, of strong magnetic field moving up, and that's gonna, it affects the water. We're 70 or 80% water. The earth, even dry land, has a lot of water in it. It's going to do something just gravitationally, just by sheer physics alone. And of course, in my way of thinking, the way that I understand the universe, or my personal universe, or whatever you want to call it, is that things moving with the planets, they're all part of collective consciousness. They're like a map of what's going on in the collective field. So if you understand the movement of planets and where the stars are and where the alignments are and the angles and all that, then you can have an idea of the movements within the collective consciousness. And if you understand that, you can plan your life around that. not in a way of, again, of being ruled by it, but allowing to provide guidance, doing everything that you want to do or need to do. So anyway, so enjoy meditating with this card. It's a very peaceful energy, and you may start to open up areas of your subconscious that may have been hidden, like, for much of this lifetime. Anyway, so what are you guys saying here? So Felicia's saying, she sees this card as a practice for battle without your eyes, only using your mind or third eye. Excellent. And then Anna's saying, thank you so much. To me too. I've had to be too much in my masculine, so I'm still healing my divine feminine. Good. This is really the part of this shift into this new earth is part of the balancing or the reemergence of the divine feminine. After about 4,000 years of patriarchal rule on the planet. And I'll one more, and then I'm going to move on. So when people are getting to you, they will have a blessing come in for them. Thank you, Angela. So don't block their blessing. Say yes and accept. All right, that's good. Yeah, that takes, for me, that takes a lot of mental discipline to do that. Oh my gosh, thank you, Suzette, for the super sticker. Oh my God, you guys are so generous, and I accept gracefully. And of course, all donations to support this channel and this work. So thank you again for that. Should I show this? I like the color. I like the green. But anyway, we're not trying to guilt anybody into getting more donation. Just to be clear about that. We don't do guilt and shame here because it's a very low vibration. We don't do fear. We don't do anger. Sometimes you need to express these things, and that's fine. But we just don't do that. So anyways, so we're going to do a 3-card spread now and just see what else we can pick up on the energies of the week. It may be messages for you personally, it may be messages for us as a community, or maybe messages of what to expect in the world around us. I mean, I know we're gearing up towards something big. I feel it, and when I feel this, something big always happens. I felt this something similar before the at least allegedly before the Russia-Ukraine issues began. I mean, it really was ongoing. It didn't begin then, but anyways, and Spirit saying, it's a big reset of the earth, and as these vibrations continue to ascend and continue to get higher, higher wavelengths, kind of means that the wavelengths are closer together. But anyway, like with these higher frequencies, start to create more movement within the earth and the earth fields that releases energy that's been bottled up within the earth fields, some for thousands of years. A lot of it's karma, a lot of it's this suppressed what are the right words on a Sunday morning? Collective traumas, that's the word, or cultural trauma that gets locked up in the earth. So as these vibrations hit it and they're higher, it releases more of this energy, because the earth needs to heal and release also. The earth's conscious just like we are, and we are the earth, and the earth is up. By the way, it's Earth Month starting tomorrow here on the channel, but also on Spirit Mind Family, our Patreon group, where we do frequency channeling there, and I have videos and meditation that I don't share anywhere else. So if you want to be part of that, it's called Spirit Mind Family. It's $5 a month to join. It's Patreon. I mean, there's a free option also, but to get the meditation and the channeling, it's $5 a month to join, and do a lot of high level spiritual work there, and really connect as an inner core community. And I think that this eclipse is really, again, another catalyst, another marker of this great ascension that we're in on planet Earth. And I do believe come, say, July or August, as the energies play out, because the actual eclipse may come and go. And even though you may be seeing things like on social media that the FEMA is being called, the National Guard is being called, they're planning something big or whatever, my feeling is it's going to be pretty quiet. I mean, there may be some protests and usual stuff, and people being crazy and misbehaving and probably a few clashes with the law, but a lot of traffic, a lot of tempers and stuff like that. But I think that the eclipse itself is going to come and go peacefully. Oh my God! Thank you, Felicia, for that super sticker. Wow, my cup runneth over. Happy Easter. So what am I going to say? But I think the energy is going to be pretty. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the feeling that I get. But the effects of the eclipses take months to unfold, and of course, we have eclipse seasons every 6 to 7 months. So, but this is a big one. This is yeah, the at least here in the United States, it's the biggest eclipse that we're going to have for another 250 years. The next total solar eclipse, not annular, but total eclipse, is in 20 years in the United States in August of 2044. So if we're all still alive and kicking on this earth, let me see. I'll probably still be alive. I'll only be 85 then. I don't actually, I don't know where it is. Thank you. I love you too, Felicia. Thank you so much, and all you guys love you. It's here in about 90%. Everywhere in the U.S. can see. Now I'm going to be, God willing, at Lilydale in Western New York, where I'll get the total, or in that area. So that's the plan. And I don't think I'll be able to do a live if I'm there. It'd be fun to do a live during the eclipse. You know what? Every other YouTube's going to be doing a live then anyway, so that's fine. Anyway, the live, yeah. So watch that sun. It's not, yeah, and the thing is, it's not like because there's an eclipse, there's more ultraviolet rays. It's just, in fact, that there's less because there's less sun exposure. The thing is, it's not as bright, so the inclination to look at the sun longer, happens in eclipses, and then that's when people, there's something called eclipse blindness. So we have to be careful of that. I have good UV glasses I can use. Now, if you're in the total, when the sun's completely blocked off, then you can look at it. That's not a problem. It's just when they're shining there. Yeah. Yeah. This is one of the things that we've been seeing. Towns and I think it's biblical to some degree. I mean, a lot of people would take that to be more more like a fear-based thing, or like the rapture's coming or whatever. I'll tell you, the rapture's been coming for a long time. Not that I don't believe, so I'm not saying anything negative or derogatory, just to be clear about that, especially on Easter, right? But what is the rapture really? Does it happen all at once, or is it symbolic? Because it's supposed to happen in the 80s and the 90s, and I've been hearing this for 40 years now. But that said, it's still a shift. Yeah, and there are references in the Bible, to be sure. Next to the book of Matthew, Revelations is my favorite book from the Bible, from the New Testament, and it's all prophecy. I forgot I mean, I know John the scribe wrote it, but I forgot who got the information. But it's all prophecy, and it's really pretty amazing, and it's been pretty accurate if you understand the symbolism at all. And Colleen saying Revelations happening now. Yeah, what are we in the fourth seal or fifth seal or something like that? And and we're saying thank you from Christina. Welcome, man. I love you too. I will certainly keep you posted. I'm in the process of finding a new place. Oh, that's come up in a few of my readings, that people are having to find new places. And this eclipse, I feel like I go where I am, but this eclipse is going to be my fourth house. So fourth house is the home. I think it's in my fourth house. It's in Aries. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's in 19 degrees Aries. Yeah. Okay. Apparently. Kazakanko Rapture, Blondie, yes, Rapture. She talks about Subarus. I like that. I like that song. And eating guitars. Oh, God, I love Deborah Harry from Cooperstown, New York, my old stomping ground when I was in college. I'm gonna mix these up a little more because I need to clear my mind. The Subaru is Pleiades, right? Pleiades in Japanese. I know I drive an Altima, but up here I've always had. Well, I used to always have Subarus. I've got an Altima now. It's hilly and it's snowy, so like that all-wheel drive. I don't have all-wheel drive. I have a 2015. That was before they introduced all-wheel drive to the Altima lines. Anyways, I will stop talking about cars. I will clear my mind. I'm seeing a wolf. As soon as I did that, this big image of a wolf. Now, is that a coyote or a wolf? Coyote's the cosmic trickster, basically. And kind of almost loosely aligned with like the the story of Satan, in a loose kind of a way, because basically the devil only tempts, right? That's what it says in the Bible. But it's easy to tempt us, right, if we get emotionally triggered or whatever. But the coyote is a cosmic trickster, and people think it's a negative or a bad thing, but no, the goal is to trick people into learning, basically. So it's tricking into knowledge. And in one of the versions of the Bible, I don't remember which one, but one of the ones that I read early on with the story of Lucifer talks about when all the stuff is done, all when the earth is basically laid to waste, thanks to Satan or the devil, that Lucifer returns back to God, basically, and the cycle is completed. And then humanity has been awakened because they've experienced all this stuff and they're ready to ascend. So, and anyways, I just figured I'd throw that out there. Hopefully, thank you for pointing that out. That the planet Mercury is associated with the cosmic trickster. I used to do Wicca. I still love Wicca and doing like earth prayers and by learning how to do spells is how I learned how to connect with people's energies to allow the master teachers to work through me to send them healing. For those of you that don't know, I do channeling work also, and we're starting to do that as a service as well, where they work through my energetic fields, and then I'm able to, with your permission, of course, be able to enter within your field and be able to activate your field. They do it through me, basically, to assist you in the healing. So I learned how to do that through learning how to do Wicca, ceremonies and stuff like that. And one time I it was in the early 90s. I was going to go see the Grateful Dead out at the Nassau Coliseum. I was living in New York City at the time. So I called on the powers of Mercury to find me a front row ticket because I didn't have a ticket. I never did when I went to Dead shows. I'd always find it. So I did that. I lit my candle. I called on the powers of Mercury. You talk about the cosmic trickster. Yeah, I got my front row seat all right. It worked out. Well, kind of didn't work out because the front row seat was right behind the stage. So I got a beautiful bird's eye view of Jerry's butt. That's Mercury in action. So thank you for that. All right. Anyways, thank you, Anna, for these comments too. I love these inspirational comments. Thank you. Those to me as well as I've been on certain rounds. I thought, wow, very, very good. Yeah. And I'm missing some of your comments, but anyway, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. So, deep breath, asking Spirit to give us the best 3 cards to describe the week coming up and maybe the next couple of weeks leading to the eclipse. Okay, not cooperating with me, or maybe my mind's too cluttered. Yeah, they're telling me to do it again. My mind's all over the place right now. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to give another quick. So talk amongst yourselves. uh, all right. Thank you, Spirit, for helping out here. I feel back in the flow again. Okay, there we go. I know I'm in the flow. It almost feels like my hand's moving by itself, and I'm not doing it. It's like Spirit's doing it. It's probably how it should feel, right? um, okay, so the first impression when I look at these cards is just yeah, people are very anxious. So I mean, Easter is a very peaceful day usually, anyways. Even if you have tense family dynamics going on, people tend to be on their best behavior. But yeah, this card came up again. I just noticed that this has come up twice already. That Two of Swords, be in your heart. The heart is the eye of the storm. The Queen of Swords. I mean, that could be negative news, gossip. It could also be being very intelligent, very discerning. It could represent a female that the positive quality be very straightforward and honest. But this could also be about like it's a great word. Not slander. There's another word. I was like you somebody or a lot of you, I mean, probably all of us will deal with narcissistic people. Um, what else is this trying to tell me? I feel like they're saying to watch the powerful women in your life in a good way, not in a negative way. Listen to what they say. I think a lot of us are going to get some really amazing message through an important female in your life. And it may be somebody that's either in a bit of more an authority in the situation, or more in the know, I want to say, or just has a stronger personality. um it's also giving me the feeling of like there's a situation with others. For a lot of you, it's around office work, politics. It doesn't have to be office. A lot of us work in schools or hospitals too, where you're having to speak up. So I feel like they're saying that not to hold things in, to there's something that many of you that are watching this, even if you're watching this as a video, kind of need to express. And if you're able to do that, then you're able to go back into that place of peace. Now, this Wheel of Fortune is kind of cool because that's the turning of the wheel. It's sort of saying that things are changing in our lives. It's Jupiterian energy in the tarot also, so there's a lot of expansion and growth with that. Key 10, so it also has a one energy in it, a solar flare. That's funny, a solar flare. Yeah. Look at ours around Friday, although it could even be earlier in the week. But I think there's going to be another really intense solar flare or a coronal mass ejection. The sun's going to be really, really active, obviously, because it's been really, really active. If you follow space weather, and we're in the peak of the 11-year sunspot cycle, so the Earth. I mean, the sun is basically purging. When it reaches that this point where it's very active, it's releasing, right? That's what the flares are in the coronal mass ejections. It's a release. So the sun, which basically the energy of the sun governs everything here, and the sun is reflective of the central sun or the spiritual sun. There's a lot of cosmic release going on, and you may find this week that there's going to be times you just feel like utter crap and don't want to get out of bed. Well, have an extra cup of coffee or whatever. I feel like they're saying take your B vitamins. And then there's other days you're just going to feel like you want to dance and just like be very energetic. So the highs and lows can be very accentuated, basically. But again, the more I feel like they're saying, try to meditate in your mornings. We talk about this a lot. All spiritual teachers do. You meditate. Mornings are a good time. You've heard it a million times. You don't need to hear it again from me. But the thing is, it's so, when we wake up in the morning, we're still kind of in the spiritual realms. We're still, we're kind of coming out of being in the spiritual ethers and coming back into our physical bodies. We're very open to impressions. We're very open. Don't turn the cell phone on. Don't turn the news on. Don't go to Facebook, or any social media. Instead, maybe have some warm tea, or even better yet, I like to meditate. Well, I do some breathing exercises, then I go right into meditation after I wake up. And then they're saying in the evenings you spend a few minutes just in meditation. Also, open your heart, get present, open your heart, and just ask Spirit to help you process the day and see what comes to you, what lessons were there. Or here's another good thing. This just came to me. Like when you do your morning meditations, if you do that, if imagine taking like an eraser, or like a cloth, like you have a blackboard in front of you with everything that everything you experience. So when you wake up, just wipe that clean, and just the symbolic is like, I'm now an empty vessel. I know nothing. Now I'm ready to learn new things. And then in the evening, when you do your meditation, what messages did the day write upon your blank blackboard? Ooh, I like that. This is sort of patterned after a movie. Again, I'm going back to Circle of Iron, because that was a line in that movie. It's supposed to be called The Silent Flute. That would have been awesome if Bruce Lee was in that movie, but he died. David Carradine was great. I love his energy. I love his acting. He's a dancer. He's not a martial artist. It's I'm came into all this through martial arts. I like the choreography. I love watching Bruce Lee. I still to this day will pop on Bruce Lee videos and just watch him, basically. So, anyways, this could also pertain to things in the economy, the things in the government. We may have, it almost feels like there could be a revaluing of something. In other words, if the dollar's weak or the euro's weak, it may actually, there may actually be some favorable economic news for a change, basically. I wouldn't trust it too much, because we're in that very volatile up and down, because everything's resetting, and the structure of governments, which and the financial structure is a big part of that. It's taking several hits right now from different sources, and it's a house of cards that's getting ready to fall. So have money in very safe investments. If you invest, metals are good. There's a chance silver might go up a lot, but based on what's going on in the world, and what it's used for, all the precious metals. But the idea is to be grounded, whatever you're doing, because this is very airy. Swords is air. The Wheel of Fortune, I mean, that's earth energy to a degree, but it's more Jupiterian. It's very expansive. So, grounding is an important thing also. And when we go out, it's a good idea. Do a few heart breaths, feel our hearts around us. We're in the eye of the storm, the circle of protection, spirit mirrors. If you do that deflect negative energy away from you. And then try to be a beacon of positivity. And I get very frustrated. I get easily triggered, for all my 40 plus years of meditation, that still happens to me. But you become more conscious over time, and if I see myself, or I'm able to be present, and I'm seeing the hormones shifting, that I'm getting frustrated, that I'm getting angry, I still have the choice to take a few deep breaths, observe what's going on in my body and emotions, and expand my heart, feel love and gratitude, and project that into the situation. It always works out better when you respond rather than react, right? So that would be the response. So anyway, yeah. So I mean, this has been a theme for a while, but people are likely to be pretty snappy out there, and pretty difficult, and a lot of negativity through writing. So you may see like these little social media wars coming on, and and all that kind of stuff. And some of you may see an important loved one pulling away. I feel like if that's happening, that could be like a spouse or a partner or best friend or family member. And they're saying that person just needs their space. It's not you. So try not to get offended and allow people to make their decisions. Not everything's a reflection of you. Sometimes I have to remind myself that also. I mean, it is on a grander scale, but not when you're talking about a relationship or somebody needing their space and you thinking that you're being rejected when you're not being rejected because they just need their space, basically. So those old stories can color our perceptions of reality, and we kind of make a new story that really wasn't part of the old story. Does that make sense? All right, what else? Um, also, lots of women on the news, that kind of a thing, powerful women emerging, a lot going on with like politics, the royal family, all that kind of stuff. So, I think there's going to be a lot of these debates and a lot of these craziness. We are coming to Mercury retrograde, and there is that, that thing coming up in November in this country, which is probably going to be very different than what we're seeing. So, let me keep these out. It's like I'm instinctively just putting these cards away. I want to move on to other divination tools, being that it's quarter of already. We had a lot to say about these cards, didn't we? So I have the Native American cards. Spirit and matter equals trouble always. I'm not sure what you're saying there. But also people are always difficult. Yeah, it's a matter of degree. But people, yes, they can always be that and projectile releasing. I heard this as a message this week in early AM as the noble and ancient prophecies just repeat. This was the end. Interesting. Thank you for that also. And saying, and Horse is saying, you're dealing so much in the office. I'm ready to just bail instead of fighting the system. Yeah, I think maybe it's not the week to make that decision. Maybe to go within or whatever. But yeah, it may be time to bail. And Elon Musk changed Twitter to X because of these two crossing eclipses. Oh, that's interesting. I did, I didn't even know that. I learned something new. Yeah, the annular eclipse of 2017 was oriented in a different direction, so they actually crisscross. I think in northern Texas is where the intersection is, and then that part of the world, the country, that's also just a little bit south of Moore, Oklahoma, that had intersecting EF5 tornadoes, which getting one EF5 tornado in one location in 100 years is about one in like 100,000 shot. Getting two in a matter of a decade is like one in millions. So that would happen. It happened in Moore, Oklahoma, and they crisscrossed. They had different paths also. So we're seeing a lot of that crisscrossing, those different paths. There's an energetic splitting that's happening in the country, basically. And I think that's where I think it was the not Nostradamus, Edgar Casey prophets about the landmass splitting into three. I think it's more symbolic than the landmass is literally going to split into three continents, but we may have three different like ideologies, almost like a revolutionary situation, but it's not just two sides or three sides, something like that. I'll get more detail as the time goes on. But anyway, and Mr. Floyd is saying to Jody, be careful always. Will guide source always. Words are spells. Yeah, words have energy, and it's the feelings they initiate that have the energy. So words, yeah, what are emotions? They're energy, emotion, and they create hormonal shifts in the body. So yeah, words are powerful, right? Think Don Miguel Ruiz in the Four Agreements. Why do they call it spelling? Because they're words. Words have power, and the intentions behind them. Yeah. Uh, yes, Josh. Yes, I've been swearing more than you. I kind of like swearing personally, but um, But in a way, sometimes I will curse or whatever, or yell even. But then I look at it as a release rather than holding on to the frustration. The key is, not, I say this: don't edit how you react. Just step back and observe it. Because if you try to suppress it, then you're suppressing the programming, and it's still going to be active. If you step back and observe, you're watching the program in action, and then insights are available to you. From awareness comes change. That's a very Joe Dispenza concept for you guys on a Sunday morning. On Easter, also the resurrection, the rebirth of Christ, or Christ consciousness, or Yeshua, depending on your perspective and belief systems. It's all good. It all leads to the same place. So the Native American tarot, just to maybe get a quick message on top of what we got, is captive, the Eight of Swords, or the eight of hatchets, or whatever. So we don't want to be trapped in our own mind. That's what this is telling me. Trapped in our own illusion, our own perceptions of reality, that are more of a projection than what's really going on in the world, around us, or people around us. So this is a time to, and this might align a little bit with this Wheel of Fortune energy here. Or can we see that and that? That let's not get trapped in our own illusions and delusions. There's a lot we're piercing the veils in collective consciousness. The veils are being pierced, and things are going to be released. We're starting to see more about sex trafficking on the news, yes, and more about some of the inner workings going on in Ukraine and Russia. So we're starting to see a few more things come up. They're showing me dollars. So we're likely to start to see more about how the economy is manipulated for certain agendas, for certain end games. And it's always going to be to control. And it's always going to be greed and power, basically, until humanity ascends and the collective consciousness changes. So not to be a prisoner of our own mind, our own thoughts, our own emotions, our own beliefs. Again, if you can release it just through breath, inhaling love, exhaling release, be in our heart, just understand. And I do a lot of presence work and a lot of heartbreak coherence, which is gratitude training, basically. When I get present, I get out of my own story and I get grateful. It doesn't matter if I had a bad day, or somebody screwed me over, or if I have a toothache, or whatever my own personal story is. The present moment's perfect just the way it is. It can't be more perfect than it is now. And if you can really get present, get in your breath, get present, let it all go. That'll happen naturally by getting present. Your consciousness raises, and just be grateful for the now. Even if life is hard, be grateful for the now, because it's perfect. You're going to allow yourself, you're going to start to pierce those veils, basically. So the idea is, let's not get trapped in our own reactions to what the news is trying to tell us, how our attention's trying to be diverted by the news. It's like, oh yeah, there's this eclipse, there's FEMA's there, whatever. Oh my God, let's keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, halfway across the world, that's where all the action's happening. There's a diversion of attention that goes on, so that those that control things can continue their agendas and continue doing what they're doing without us being aware of it. So let's not divert our attention. Let's be in the heart. Let's not be prisoners of our own minds. That's the message. Got it? Oh, I'm glad your stomach feels better. That's good. Sailor's mouth. Yeah, I could be that way. Remember when I was like, I think 10, or in summer camp, the counselor had to pull me aside, because apparently I was like, as quiet as I was as a kid. It's surprising, because I was pretty shy and quiet, but apparently I was also an instigator. And the counselor's saying, these kids are following your lead. If you stop cursing so much, they'll stop cursing. I'm like, really? So they're trying to beg me to stop, saying, fucking shit all the time, basically. But we were kids, it's like it's the forbidden word. Of course, kids are gonna say that. Anyhow, so I have my these are the frequency of the week cards, the sacred geometry cards. Let's see. We got healing. Well, healing is a good thing also. So we'll add healing to the mix. That's key 29, which is an 11, and 11 overcomes the lower nature of our own lower nature. It's the strength. Well, the numerology changed. The strength card used to be key 11. They changed it to key 8. But anyway, the frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. That cannot happen if we're in our own stories, if we're prisoners of our own mind, and if we're hopelessly reacting to what's going on out there. Again, it's green, it's the heart. We have incredible healing capacities. Most people aren't aware of because those DNA strands are still dormant in most people. But some of our DNA strands for healing are awakened. What happens when we get a cut? The blood congeals, the skin heals itself, right? So the body knows how to heal itself. It's not like we have to do much other than allow our bodies and allow our spirits to do their thing. And that happens by not trying, by getting present, getting in the heart, and raising our frequencies so that more of our healing DNAs, more of our healing capacities to be awakened. People are healing from cancer, even MS. There's even been reports of people that were schizophrenics healing from that without medication. I mean, it's just such a new world. Once we really crack the veil of consciousness and realize what we're really capable of in these human experiences, it's like a whole new world that's out there. So healing starts with the heart. Healing starts with just allowing us to release whatever it is that's blocking our health and allowing spirit or divine source to work with us in order to let the energies flow in order for us to heal. And that can be on many, many different levels. And you can augment that by simply gazing at the center of this card, becoming one with the sacred geometry, because that's meant to augment that effect. And breathing and relaxing, just letting it happen, letting it flow. As you're doing that, I'm just kind of looking. Thank you. And I second that motion. Thank you so much. And Mr. Floyd's developing a very nice community on his channel too. The Mr. Floyd's channeling channel, and does his channeling work there also. So a lot of you guys are part of his. Well, it's part of the same community, really. So it's all interactive. So anyway, moving right along, I got a couple more things, 3 more things to do. I've got Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors deck with me today, so let's do that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so New York. Yeah, you can't take the girl, but you can. Yeah, it's for sure. Yeah, I'll always be a New Yorker. Even if I live on the moon, I'll always be a New Yorker. Oh what? New Yorker what? All right, so let me clear my mind a second. We call him the spirit of the great, wonderful crystal child known as Kyle Gray in this incarnation. Or is he a rainbow child? I don't know. Doreen would know better than me. These are just labels. Anyway. Ooh, the moon. I love it. Yeah, this is very lunar energy. Yeah, and we've got number 33. Oh, it just went down to 31. But depending on who you, what's his name? There's a famous Christian scholar. Anyway, it's said that Jesus died at age 33, but in the Bible it says anywhere from 33 to 40, like they don't know. But in the book of Luke, he talks about the crucifixion and the resurrection happening 3 years after he started his ministry, or at age 30. So there's clues, anyways, that this powerful master number, which is an ascension number, which would make sense, anyways. So we're in this eclipse energy, and what's to say? Take note of intuitive messages. All right, I don't think what's the expression? Enough said. Enough said. Moving right along. I've got Steve Farmer's messages from your spirit guide animals. Messages from your spirit guide animals. Hi, Dora. No, we went down to 29. All right, I guess people got bored with me talking about 33. All right. It's also, I know it's noon. As much as I try to keep these a little bit shorter, it's like I go into conversation mode, and that's what happens. All right, I found my card. Our spirit helped me find your card, not mine. The boar, your wild boars. We have a lot of those around. And the message here is face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. So there's other symbolisms of boars, but they're but I like that. Yeah, because the energy that is just kind of going headlong. It's not like trying to circumvent things. It's dealing with things head on. So if there's situations where in your life where you need to address things, deal with it head on. Don't try to circumvent things. So that's a nice message. And you like the boar. Gosh, I feel like there's more to the boar. Don't be boring. Be like the boar. I have to see boar or a pig. It's kind of saying the same thing. It's all saying taking immediate action to remedy it, confront adversity, and uproot those elements in your life that are maybe behind any cyclical challenges that happen. Also, pigs are very intelligent animals. They're very sweet energies. So and pigs are very misunderstood because they appear the way they are. They're in mud a lot. They're dirty a lot. But they're not. That's not what they are. So there's also a little bit of an illusion. Like, don't judge a book by its cover. Pigs may not be as beautiful as like a perfect Siamese kitten or whatever, but they are beautiful. So anyways, I think that's making sense. What do we have left? Very much Aries energy. Aries is the ram, but there's a similar energy. Oh, thank you. Yes, yeah. Please hit the like button, and that can help YouTube share this with more people, and everybody benefits. Of course, my channel benefits, obviously, but I feel that we do quality work here that is worth sharing to others. If you agree, hit the like button, please. And this is the one. This one right here. And this is Celeste. A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. Funny to get that on a week where Mercury's retrograde, right? Again, don't let the planets guide you, not rule you. If it's time to move, it's time to move. A lot of times, moves that happen during under Mercury retrograde, whether that's work or moves, it's happening because there's something from the past that you need to work through. So there may be like a pattern of the past that comes up in the new situation, or it's something that you were aware of already. It's like I was I'm going back to a type of a job that I used to do years ago, or to a neighborhood that I used to live in, or that kind of a thing. So anyways, thank you, everybody. Hi, Unspoken Heart Stillness. Welcome. Hi, Karen, just jumping on. Thank you so much, everybody. And you can go to the beginning. We're over an hour now, so it's time to end. Enjoy the rest of your Easter, whatever you celebrate on this day. I just like to keep it very kind of like Unitarian, universal day of ascension, whether it's Jesus being resurrected or some type of spiritual spring ascension energy. it really amounts to the same thing as I've been saying to a lot of the Christian people that are very critical about my tarot readings and things that I put, things that go on the short feed go out to everybody basically. I just wanted to say there's one God, there's one religion. Just because I have a different way of praying or a different way of seeing things doesn't make me wrong and you right, or doesn't make you wrong and me right. It's just, there's one God and infinite numbers of ways of approaching that one God, that one spirit, that one source, or whatever. And this is the time of ascension. So happy. Love you all. So Thursday video 5:30 release about, I'm calling it after the eclipse. So that'll be about what's going to happen. Well, energetically, what's going to happen. And then that evening, oh no, wait. No, I'm getting my timing confused. And anyhow, we'll figure it out. But I know on Thursday, because the eclipse isn't until a week from Monday. Um, this Thursday, 7 o'clock live, we'll do the new moon forecast and more information on the eclipse. All right, and then Saturday, I think at 7, Heather and I are going to do transmissions to help to prime your energetic fields and your nervous system and bodies for the energies of these eclipses, because it's going to be a big energetic shift that's going to happen. So we'll help you out with that. See ya later. Love you all. Bye.